I've been guilty of this many times before. I always compare myself to other artists. Then, now, all the time. Still do it. But I'm slowly finding ways to change my thought pattern about what I see when I look at other artists' work that I admire. So, let's chat about that today. You're sitting there going through Instagram or going online or Pinterest or anything like that, and you see a piece of art, a tattoo or drawing or whatever, and you love it, and then you wish that your art could look like that, and then you feel down. You feel down because your art doesn't look like that. Well, it's unhealthy, completely unhealthy to think like that, because you're always going to think like that when you're going through Instagram or anything social media wise where you follow mostly other artists. So let's be honest, we all doom scroll till our thumbs are bleeding. I'll be sitting there for ages looking through other artists' work, and it'll take me 20 minutes of doing that before I have to put my phone down because I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off because all I can think about is, why doesn't my stuff look like that? Why isn't my stuff as detailed or as smooth? And yeah, there is benefits to thinking like that. When I go into work, I want to try harder. I want to try new things. I want to experiment with new machines, new needles, new inks, and all sorts of stuff like that. But I shouldn't feel guilty about seeing this work. I should feel inspired, not bad. I should have a positive mentality when thinking about this stuff or seeing this other artwork that I admire. But I don't. I just feel down. I feel like I should be doing my work to them standards. But then, what standards? Just because you think their work's decent or better than your work doesn't mean their work's of a higher standard than your work. No, man. I guarantee you, them people look through Instagram just as much as you do and feel the same way about other people's artwork. For me, it's very much I judge myself against other people's work. And I know I've probably mentioned this before in other videos, but I've been thinking about it a lot and I felt like I wanted to make a video about it. Maybe some people out there are getting annoyed with themselves because they do it all the time. I feel like that's fair. That's a very human thought process to have about this stuff. And yeah, there is a massive difference between comparing yourself and being disheartened because you don't feel like you're there or to their standards, and being inspired by the work. At the beginning, when you first start tattooing or you first start on your journey in the art world or whatever it may be, it's different to when you've been doing it for like quite a long time. The kind of conclusions of your thoughts are different. As I've been doing it a while now, I think, oh, you know, this could sound old man shit now. Am I too old? Shouldn't I have learnt this already? Can I bring myself back? Can I make myself happy with my work? Have I passed it? You know, I say to my girlfriend all the time, like, I'm old news now. Like, I mean, it's bullshit. When I sit there and think about it, well, sometimes I mean that when I'm saying that. I actually feel like I'm old news, like I'm past my sell-by date. And it's time to move on. I'm 36. I'm not old. Shut the fuck up, Jason. What are you talking about? But I do think like that, and I need to stop. My art adapts, it mutates, it rearranges itself all the time. If you look back through my work, you'll see I go through stages of colour, stages of almost realism, mag shading to whip shading, to mixing the both, to thick lines, to thin lines, to no lines, to all sorts of stuff. And that's just me experimenting, and I think I always will experiment. And yeah, it might mean that I don't have a continuous style on the go, which is kind of crap if you're doing long-term bodysuits or sleeves that might take a while or back pieces or things like that. But it keeps me on my toes in this job. I wouldn't feel that way if I didn't communicate with other artists, if I didn't look at other artists' work, if I didn't go to conventions, if I didn't, appreciate other artwork. And you all probably know, and I know, there's a lot of artists out there who've kind of just given up. They don't care anymore. They're just doing it to get the cash at the end of the day. There's definitely artists out there like that, and that is sad bullshit. But again, you might have fallen out of love with artwork, and it is your job. What can you do other than carry on doing tattoos and not enjoying them? Whatever. I'm not here to judge them people. As long as they're still putting effort into making sure them tattoos are hygienic, clean, and well thought out, then that's fine. But if you really truly want to enjoy this job, you need to be inspired and not disheartened by the rate of what other people are doing good. Because I'll tell you what, nowadays, thanks to things like this, like YouTube, and how accessible everyone else's work is, it's so easy to learn faster. I see a lot of younger artists finding their way a lot faster. It took me so long to do it. But that's cool. That's wicked. Great. Good on ya. Fuck yeah. Good example for me being kind of triggered by this stuff from doom scrolling and finding too much and comparing my artwork to other people was a piece I did today, which gave me the idea to do this video actually. I was doing this bear tattoo, a couple of the oak leaves around it. And I've always struggled with fur. I'm not unhappy with them, I don't feel fully satisfied for my taste in what the tattoo should look like. They still look nice. To anyone I've done a fur tattoo on, don't worry, I'm not saying they look bad. I still love them, but there's always something in the back of my mind like, oh, there's a way that, there's got to be a way that I could do it where I feel like, yeah. I always criticize my work. There's no getting out of that. That's the criticism prism right there. But today, anyway, I kind of had a fur tattoo, and so I had a bear tattoo. And I was going to go about doing it the way I normally did it, which feels very constrained and hard to shade in other objects. And I thought, oh, let's just, this is going to sound bad, let's get a bit messy with it. Instead of making shapes with the fur, so you do lines, but they all come to a point and then you shade out at that point and it'll be like layers of fur. Some of you will know what I'm talking about. Layers and layers of fur. I thought, let's just do the lines like I do in an illustration. Lots of different lines, loads of lines, and then just go mad with a mag over the top, as if the lines weren't there, as if the animal had no fur and you were shading pure skin. Let's just shade it like that, see how it works. And I was chuffed with it. I was actually happy with not only the way it looked, but the process and how it felt to tattoo. Because like I said, the way I used to do it, I'm sure there's people out there who saw it and went, oh damn, I wish I could tattoo fur like that. But for me, the way I did it today was very satisfying. And the best thing was, I did it based off no inspiration of others. In fact, I think I had up, when I was drawing out the sketch and thinking about how I was going to tattoo this, I had up a picture of work from her Instagram handle is She Is. Amazing animal tattoos, love her work. And I just wanted to get a vibe of how do I want to approach the fur on this that can work with tattoo. So I had up a few of her things. I was like, yeah, I like the way that shade and stuff. And I used that for the sketch. But when it comes to the tattoo, I don't know, I kind of just went mad with it. I left the stencil behind. The base of the fur was there, but the lines just went all crazy and disappeared. Anyway, and at the end of it, I was happy with it. And it was off my own back. And it was, I wouldn't say it was based off inspiration of anyone else's work today, which was kind of cool for me and what I wanted to achieve with that tattoo. So yeah, I inspired myself today with my artwork outside of tattooing. But I think if it wasn't for me scrolling through Instagram, seeing how well some people do fur in tattoos, I might have even turned down the tattoo. I probably would have. But there's certain things, it's like snakes as well. I get annoyed with snakes. I feel like I need to do more snakes because I'm not satisfied with the way I'm tattooing them right now. Well chuffed. Thank you, Mr. Furman. I think in conclusion, it all comes down to having better habits of your scrolling and what you see. So on my Instagram, for my tattoos, I try to just follow tattoo artists. So then I don't scroll but endlessly get lost in barrage of people's holidays and cats and softly spoken men cooking cheese rolls, and I only get consumed with tattoos. You know, I have a personal Instagram as well, which I just follow all that shit on, and that's fun because then I'll leave my tattoo Instagram, you know, at the end of the day, and then I can have a little bit of a scroll, but I'm not seeing loads of tattoos, so I've not got anything to judge my work against then. And then I'm only really scrolling through the tattoo page when I want a bit of inspiration, when I want to see what other people are up to. And I definitely know now, through trying to make myself more aware of what I'm feeling when I'm looking at other people's work, I can stop myself. I can put my phone down. Like, I've recently bought a notebook, and I've been loving it, man. I've been doing little sketches in here. Like, I drew some. The other day I went to this cool cemetery, and I drew like, where is it? Is it gonna focus? I drew like some gravestones and stuff that I'd see. You can put a fucking little UFO above one. What? But yeah, I've got a notebook, and I write all my ideas for the videos I want to do and stuff like that. I've been writing in it, all this stuff, just loads of things, bits, and with the notebook, I can't. Like on my iPad, I try and do it on my iPad, try and take notes or write things out, and then I'd end up going online. Notebook is there for that, for my ideas to come out, and that's all. And it's great because I've started my first short film that I'm going to do as a trailer for a print I'm going to release soon. Can't wait to do it. I've been writing out all the ideas and then crossing them out if they're not possible, because I'm not a Hollywood producer with millions of pounds or whatever. But I put it all in here, and I could take this. I'll go sit with a coffee out in the morning outside, or you know, downstairs and watch a film, take this up to bed. I don't mind taking this anywhere. So this is always good. If you want to sketch out a couple of things, write down some ideas, get a notebook, and then you'll stop yourself from, oh shit, I forgot my notes for today's video. I've lost them, hold on. Yeah, use a notebook. So there we go. We got keep your Instagram based on just tattoos alone. Get a notebook for your ideas, and just remember to go where you want to go, not where you feel like you should. That's another thing that comparing can do. Comparing yourself to other people might make you think that you need to go a certain direction when really you don't. This is all about building your style. Being inspired helps you amend your style to better work for you. Comparing yourself makes you change the way you do everything so you feel like you fit in better. Fuck fitting in better. Make people want to fit in with you. And I'll finish there. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed that ramble again. Like always, I appreciate everyone who watches this. I've got a Patreon. If you could support that, that'd be great. Also, there's a buy me a coffee down there, or you can get on my merch store and purchase some shit. And I'll have a whole load of new merch online soon, because I'll be at London Tattoo Convention, which I cannot wait. A big London tattoo show, whatever it's called, in the XL. It's gonna be great. I'll see you there. You should come. It's good. Conventions are worth it. Trust me. I promise. There's some inspiration there. You'll love it. Okay, bye.